Welcome to Creative Body Doubling. I'm Jay, and I'm super excited to get the chance to spend some time with you today. Now, some of you might be wondering what body doubling is. Body doubling is a productive strategy where individuals work alongside another person to enhance focus and motivation. This practice is especially beneficial for those with ADHD as it helps reduce distractions and encourages task completion. Body doubling can occur in various settings, either in person or virtually. And so there are a couple of things with body doubling. That's exactly right, parallel play. Oftentimes that's how people interact with this type of thing. Usually it requires presence. So, having support system and whatnot, and accountability. So knowing someone else is gonna kind of call you on it if you're not actually working. And there are a couple of ways that I want to try this. Now I'm trying to find. There we go. So I've got a project here that I have been putting off, and I thought that we could chat while I do a little bit. This is the underside of a shelf that I am kind of building a plant table with. I don't know if you can see very well, but there are some lines, construction lines here. Yeah, I did too, Neuro. Sorry, I'm gonna try to field the chat and do stuff at the same time. We'll see, how this is all going. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, like Neuro had mentioned, it is kind of like parallel play in that, oftentimes neurodivergent people, get involved in their tasks and want to kind of do their own thing. So having two neurodivergent people or more doing different tasks at the same time is sometimes really beneficial. I used to use this a lot before I knew what it was for work. I would hold open office hours. I've worked virtually for a couple decades now. And I would hold open office hours with the guise of helping mentor people. But I really honestly was doing it for myself because it helped me stay on task and be accountable. And with my ADHD, I'm really, really awesome at starting. Super good at coming up with the concept, connecting all the dots. Not so good in completion or execution. So sometimes with a project like this, I have this awesome idea. I think it's going to be really great and functional in a lot of ways. And because of whatever limitation my brain or my body happens to give at the time, I don't necessarily finish it or make it come to fruition. So it's helpful to be able to talk to you all while I do it, because my plants would really appreciate this. I'm a little bit, let's see, purple's my favorite color, so I'm often doing everything in purple first. What about you guys? What are some things that you guys struggle with? Completion, or are you the kind of person that likes the details and maybe doesn't like the planning part, or feel like it's gotten more pronounced as I've gotten older. And I really enjoy like engineering things too. So often a lot of my creative pursuits end up like not finishing them ends up hindering something really like that would be better for me if it was completed. I'm just gonna check in with you guys. Yeah, so my hope is to do this on a regular basis, and what I would really love to do is to get some people who are disabled or maybe who have some struggles that would like to come on and show what their creative process looks like and talk about life with disability and kind of take a creative angle at it. I've been building up to this for a while. I'm trying to figure out how to do good in the community with my particular set of skills. As some of you know, I am a therapeutic counselor. I am practicing, but I also have a full-time job in healthcare, unrelated, that isn't working out so great for my body. So I am really starting to see and lean into my creative side and the things that may nourish me a little bit better than what I'm doing currently. So if anybody's interested, or if you have your own creative pursuit and you'd like to come show people or talk about it, I'd really love that. Just reach out, let me know. I think that my white whale is going to be Beth Cruz and her rock process, but I don't know if she is keen on sharing. I'm going to draw some leaves, maybe. I have had a few surgeries on my dominant hand. This one, you can kind of see scars, but it really has kind of changed, morphed my ability to express through normal, that's a bad word. Kind of my traditional ways of expression. I have done music my whole life and have really done painting and other more precision type things, and yeah, it's hard to do when your dominant hand has very little dexterity. So sometimes when I'm making things, my silly brain will tell me how gross it looks or how imperfect it is. So sometimes this is just a act of self-love to accept the way that I am doing stuff. As some of you might know, I recently put out an article about rejection sensitivity, and that is a big find for me, finding, like, seeing that is something that I'm living in the world with, and that it's a real thing and not just me losing my cool. finding out that I experienced that and live that way sometimes, it's a weird thing to find out so much in midlife about yourself. But I've been really thankful for the public and private comments from people, knowing that it's new to a lot of folks, and hearing how maybe putting a name to it can help them is really encouraging and validating for me, because that's what I'm all about. In fact, I'm pretty sure that if I could just be a professional fan, just lift everybody else up, I would, there we go. Yeah, if I could just promote other people and support other people and hype up other people, I think that's probably why I became a counselor, because I really, really like finding the good in people, and not the good as in the talented or anything like that, but just seeing what they don't see in themselves. It's interesting, yeah. But in my pursuit, I have had to switch from paint to paint pens. That's a great thing about this place and time. It's too bad everything else is on fire and stupid. I'd really like it if we were living our full potential as humans, with kindness and all that. So anyway, my random tangents. Switch colors. Let's put a little gold on everything. Yeah. Recovering from perfection is hard, especially when you're worried all the time about rejection. I don't know about you guys, like, part of my rejection sensitivity causes me to write like a million notes and restacking with notes and all that kind of stuff, and then they sit in my drafts or I erase them like a dork. I mean, but that's okay. I'm just learning it's part of my process. It's just feels so important sometimes, I guess. I don't know. It's not even about being right either, which is just a weird part of it. It's just that like automatic fear of, like, I don't know if it's abandonment, but rejection. It's a hard thing to deal with. I also think, though, it shows where you don't really align in your life sometimes. At least that's how I'm feeling about it right now. Sorry, am I talking too low? I mumble a lot. I also am really like, I'm getting focused and not knowing where I am on the screen. Yes, Catherine, welcome. Checking in with the chat. Oh, yes, definitely, Neuro. Yes, the abrasive people are hard. It's, I don't know. I have such a rosy outlook on certain things. I feel like I'm unrealistic, but I don't know. I just think that everybody's going through a struggle, you know? And the way we react to each other in this day and age is unfortunate. More than unfortunate, it's terrible. We have so much capacity for kindness and spreading joy and yes. Emotional support Canadians. Sometimes I really do wonder, like, if anyone's done a deep dive in the cultural differences between. Did you do that color? I did. Because this color. Yes. If anybody's done any study or like a real hard look at the cultural differences. So I used to think we were so similar, but I'm finding that the drive, our culture, is a whole lot different. And I mean, that's not bad necessarily. It is right now in this particular part of the timeline. But it's not, I don't know. I don't think one's better than the other necessarily until it comes down to human decency and whatnot. But, oh, this one's a pretty rose color. I didn't even realize that. I've never used it on white before. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I constructed these really silly, I say that it's silly, but maybe not so silly. I constructed legs. It took way longer than I thought it was going to. Like the other day, I painted some bamboo, big bamboo, like garden stakes. I'm just gonna grab it really quick. I can't show you the whole thing because they're very large, but I came up with this like system with some wooden dowels and some twine and wood glue, and I did this kind of thing on a few places along this, and it will just go on one side like a leg like that. So I am oh yeah. I know there's a surprising amount of us that live in this concentrated area of Seattle-ish, Vancouver-ish. Oh, right. Oregon too. See, like I don't know. Right away when things started getting really crappy after your last election, I was like, we'll just take the West Coast. We'll just no 51st state. You guys can be new territories and provinces for us. I mean, then you start adding other things like, oh, well, maybe Michigan, maybe New York. But I mean, for real, I think that the West Coast is probably, of the United States, is probably the closest to Canadian. I mean, Washington seems pretty sound around local politics. Or, I mean, I know there's corruption in all politics, but, you know, like they seem to be actual human beings. I don't know. That's so weird. Like, when did politics become celebrity? That's what I want to know. It's like, I don't know. Nobody really does the civil service thing anymore. I mean, I can't say nobody. It's not glamorous to do the civil service thing anymore. little gray silvery. Yay, yes, we should totally get together. I honestly think that you guys should come up here, and then we just won't let you go back across the border. No, but for real, like, Victoria is a wonderful place to just to be in general. Oh, come on, camera. Don't be silly. Do it. Change back. Yeah, there you go. Makes a dinging noise. Ugh. Oregon is a weird one to me. So I'm like a really big political nerd. I have interest in both US and Canadian politics. It's actually how I came to Substack. I was raging heavily on other platforms and followed one of the political commentators over. And for a very long time, that's kind of all I stayed in. But I realized I was sort of burning out, and my rejection sensitivity was going absolutely not so crazy because, politics, it's hard to have a consensus on literally anything. So now I just don't feel smart enough to keep up because there's just vein after vein. But I also just didn't really like the outrage culture a bit on Substack. It just seems like people are monetizing that emotion in a way that I am not feeling super great about. Yeah, that's the thing, Dar, that I really love. Sorry, I'm shaking everything with my leg. Is that even though there's kind of that icky part of the political stuff, there's so many lovely people who just want to know how they're going to help, how they can make people's lives better, what to do. I don't know. I consume my outrage content mindfully now. Which, I mean, it's just stupid fancy words for just saying that, I make sure that I'm actually prepared for it and not just consuming 8 hours of it and then having a crappy rest of the time. Wow, Catherine. I agree. I mean, to have kindness is just, to me at least, is just a default setting. I don't know. So I get it that that's not how everyone exists in the world, but I just have such a hard time with the part of my neurodivergence that's very justice-minded is loud sometimes. I need things to make sense. Nothing about right now makes sense. I think perimenopause starting for me has been very enlightening when it comes to that stuff. Oh, thanks, Beth. Yeah, it's really fun. It's actually really funny. It's going to be the underside of the shelf too, and the reason that is because my daughter sits on this reclining chair in my room, and she was commenting how if we put this where it was going to go, she would be staring at the underside, and I was like, ooh, that's a really good idea. Let's make it pretty under there for you. And I'm the kind of person that buys a bunch of craft supplies because I have a great idea and then literally does nothing with it. So I have an unending supply of these types of functional creative projects that I I'm always looking to do. Mm-hmm. Is it right? Is it that one? Yeah, well, that's my thing now, Neuro, is that I'm very worried about my career, my job, my ability to make money. I think like that's a very common theme in the disability community. It just seems like industrial revolutionary kind of jobs just don't really cut it for us, and that's part of the reason why I'm trying to make myself finish some of these things, is because I really don't feel financially secure enough to buy more. I've bought enough. The house is overrun with all of the stuff, which is lovely, but make you feel kind of guilty when you're feeling strapped for money. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's really cool is that my computer still goes to sleep. Oh no, did you do that, Beth? Beth says that if you're painting with brushes, do not leave the same color brush next to your pencils when you grab one to sharpen. That's no good. Yes. Oof. That's so sad, Beth. It's always such a tragedy when you mess up your good art supplies. Well, my mother was a big painter, is a big painter. I shouldn't say was. That gives the wrong idea. But she moved and left a bunch of stuff here. And my daughter and her used to paint all the time. So I do also just use her stuff. Moved to the States, actually. Moved to Florida. Woo! Yay. Little dots. Dot, 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 dot. Yeah, crows are good distraction. There's a lot of birds here that. Ugh. Yeah, we have a lot of seagulls and stuff. I should actually go down to the beach and do a live again. That was always so fun. I forget sometimes that people don't have the ocean right by them. Not everybody does. Which sounds really like geographically snobby, but I have almost always lived by an ocean. So easy to forget. Yeah, it's really funny. Like, I wish that the I wish I could get a good recording of how loud the seagulls are all the time. There's a fish market um, down on the pier, which is like maybe a block away from my house, and they dump fish heads in the morning during the week. So daybreak, or I guess in the wintertime before, you just get all kinds of squawkies. It's so lovely. I know lots of people are bothered by it, but I don't know. I think it's kind of beautiful. Mm-hmm. So, Fish heads, yes. There's actually a disabled seal that eats down there a bunch too. Got his eyes poked out. I don't know, it sounds really sad. I guess I shouldn't say it so flippantly, but I just love how resilient and resourceful. It just kind of hangs around out here. I'm showing more colors today. Yeah. Oh. Just checking on the chat a little bit. Yeah, so generally, you know, I would check in and see how everyone's doing, the projects and everything. Yeah, this right there. Just giving my hand a little bit of a break. Timothy? Yes, I have seen silly, yeah. Timothy is adorable. Yeah, it's everything out here is so amazing. I love being in this area. I really like, I don't mind that I can't travel anymore. It's it's like being on a vacation all the time. Although it's very overcast. It gets to be February, March, and I'm like, wait a minute, why do I live here? Still beautiful though. Gotta use that light therapy. That's why I love gardening and plants so much. Yeah, traveling, I don't know, like I was always so interested in traveling, but then I go to a place and I just want to stay there. I think it's because I really hate transitions. I'm just not good at them. Maybe that means I need to do them more. That's what some people would say, but not right now. I think I'm going to attempt to scoot this one way or the other so that I'm working on. I will move this onto this side. Yes, I actually do different kinds of flowers and leaves because Plants are all different, just like people. It's very confusing because if I look at the computer screen, everything's backwards. And I know that I could probably switch it around, but I'm like, wait a minute, which side am I doing now? I've always done, since I was, gosh, in like elementary school, I've always done these flowers that have hearts. And they're like, you do one leaf as a heart, and then you do another leaf as a heart. You do like 4 leaves. And then you can play around with how you want it to, the leaves to actually look. Sometimes I make a little like white, so it looks like there's some kind of oh, I lost my word. Woo. So that it looks like there's light hitting it or whatever, like reflecting off of it. But my dorky little signature flower. I've also tried to put like leaves behind it and stuff. It doesn't really work out, in my opinion, as well. I mean, it looks okay, but it's, I don't let that dry very much. End up mixing my colors a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get this all done. This is fantastic. Maybe if we make little star guys on this one. Mm-hmm. That's fun. Oh, Catherine, you did a sail thing. Like, was it Alaskan cruise or just like sailing? Yeah, Nero, I'd like you to come on too. I like you do the bubble artwork, don't you? Very bold today. I also have these permanent markers, which is basically just acrylic, I think, anyway. I'm not terribly worried about it, but oh, well, that doesn't even work. Let's get rid of that one. Oh, super cool, Catherine. That is really neat. I actually I've done a lot of boating in my life. Obviously, I live on an island, but sailing, I had a really bad experience with sailing, learning to sail, and freaks me out. So good for you. To me, that's really brave. To be a sailor. Over here. Would it be cool if plants really did grow with this kind of variety on them? It'd be really neat. Just get one, plant it, and have it make a ton of different flowers for you. It would be fun. Yeah, so obviously living in this area, water and boats and all kinds of stuff, and those are the things my parents wanted to make sure I knew how to swim and operate a boat. like I said, the sailing thing, I mean, it's not even like a hugely traumatic story. It just scared the crap out of me. And it was like a stormy day, and we were learning to sail, and we were supposed to have partners, but I somehow ended up by myself and flipped the boat. And it was so stormy out. And the current was so fast. And when you get the sail under the boat, in the water, was a lot of violence. Felt like a lot of violence. Sometimes I wonder how I have not had worse injuries than I have, because that stuff just seems to happen to me. Wow, Catherine, that's pretty cool. They have races on sailboat races every Sunday, unless there's a small craft advisory, and they usually start like right outside of my house. I love watching them. I especially love when they have their spinnakers out, obviously, because then it's pretty. I like the letter J. I don't know. There we go. Put some dimension into some of these. You know? Like, give my hand a rest for a minute. Oh, you had a sailboat named Barbarella. That's a cool name. I love hearing stories about how people name their boats. I just think it's so funny. And then I also wonder, why don't we name like cars? Like, just like boats. Like, have it like a sticker on the back naming your car. Oh, you had a bigger boat for a while, and that's cool. Catherine says that they prefer the dinghy. And I can understand that, because I have worked at marinas and I have tried to park very big boats, and they are not fun. They're not as fun, I should say. They are really pretty, but they're also money suck. Money sucking things. I mean, but if you love it, I mean, it's worth it. I dated a guy in high school whose dad owned a towboat company, and I was with him for like 4 or 5 years, and yeah, people who own boats are not always knowledgeable about boats. Wow, lots of people in the chat having experience with boats, or owning boats, or having owned boats. It is. It's a cool thing. It definitely is awesome. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what they are. Just making up plants now. Like the best. I'm recognizing all the colors I wish I had, which is kind of nice, because then I can take a look around my house. I don't know about you guys. I have like 7 spots for pens and and like art supplies and office supplies. I really need to kind of get my house together a little bit. A little bit better. This is not gray to me. Seems like it should be gray, but it looks black. Not sure how I feel about that in general. I'm mumbling again. Woo-hoo. Yes. I keep telling myself if I could only put everything in my house, like have one spot for things in my house, that like I could conquer the world. It would free up so much of my headspace if there was just one place to find everything. I'm attempting it. We'll see. My daughter is in university now. She's living with me. She's a great help for everything that I need. But she was a national athlete, and I am realizing that almost every teeny tiny bit of my time and energy, especially as someone with chronic pain and other problems, within that world, and not exactly doing things like house stuff. I'm sure lots of parents experience that. This means nothing. Oh, that is cute. I love a little bit of that. People would probably see the name and be like, wow, what a beautiful name. Ooh, that sounds nice, Dar. Dar's telling us about their boat. Feel like feel like we're getting close. This white doesn't show up very well. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I guess this red does work though. Maybe we'll just wait. Nope, it's not this red. That one's done too. Let's do this one. It's vibrant red. I like it. I have just replanted so many of my guys. Did you guys know that you can stop indoor plants from growing bigger? Sounds really, really like a silly thing to just have figured out, but I have just always let them be free. But I've really kind of run out of ways to house them. So I feel like I have a particularly large amount of dirt in my room today. Just catching up on the chat a little bit. Yes, it is like my wildflower garden. Yes, I feel like this red is balancing things out nicely. I don't know. Oh, it's kind of like this one. Now I'm starting to just like my pattern recognition just goes like through the roof. Like, is there enough of this color? Is there enough of that color? I have to like fight it to just be like, okay, just create. Don't worry. Maybe I think that that's part of the reason why politics interests me so much is just seeing the big, like I see the big systems really easy. A bit harder to probably see what I'm doing. Ooh. I understand that dilemma, Neuro. Do you do more? Do you do less? These almost look like poppies. I kind of like that. Oh, I'm not sure I want to put black in them. Pen was darker. I think it's also running out. So it seems to have a different color green than before. Getting so close to being done. Thanks. Yeah, I think that it's really getting there. It's really getting there. Maybe I should try to draw a little bee on one of these or something. Not the right yellow though. I only have gold right now. I mean, I'm sure I do somewhere, but I have not been able to dig it out. Life would just be better if this was like everybody's day. Everybody just made art in the middle of the day. Art break from work. I mean, I know it's Sunday, but my leaves are sad. There we go. That's a little better. Vines are never this clean. I'm gonna make some orchidey things on some of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if these look like thorns or not. I'm not sure. I tried to, here, you know what, I'm going to show you because that's the way that I am. Excuse my fancy crafting surface here, but this is what I did with the paint. As you can see, it's a little messy, but also I haven't put a top coat on it, so it's very scratched. It was a little more purple, pink, blue than I remembered it, but Mm-hmm. Oh, these, yeah. That's my part of my. I have a Pomodoro timer. I don't know if you are familiar with that, people with ADHD, but oh, see you later, Nero. Hope you have a productive day if that's what you're looking for. But a Pomodoro timer, it's something that I use and that I suggest clients use if they're having struggles getting tasks done. I just happen to have that one sitting there, but yeah, I've got some shiny rocks. Pretty shiny rocks. My daughter got me those for my birthday. Maybe it was Mother's Day. I can't remember now. Ew. My hand needs a bit of a break. Yeah, you would think we're starting over. This is just the other side of it. This is what we did already. And then backwards. And then this is the other half. I don't know if my arm will tolerate. Thanks, Sarah. I'll see you later. Talk to you soon. Yeah, that's the other thing, though, is like sometimes I have to just sit with the acceptance of my limitations. So I am not used to that. And I will tell you, people that know me best, I drive them crazy. I'm like, I'm going to relax. And then a couple hours later, they check on me and I have done 70 things. So trying to listen, trying to pay attention. It's a hard thing in a world where we are judged on productivity and where women carry so much of the everything. Just feels wrong to pay attention to those cues, but it's so very important. Well, it is time for me to wrap up. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. I am so happy to have gotten some more stuff done with you all, your accountability. So again, if you are interested in hanging out on a live, showing your creative process, or just talking about your art or any of the things we've talked about today, let me know. I am looking to have a community of people. So thanks so much for your time, everybody. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, like, share, subscribe, all those promotion things that you're supposed to say at the end of a live. But more than anything, just looking forward to interacting with you all out there in the wild.